Guys, I recently broke the Traxxas UDR. Broke that knuckle. This is an original first edition truck, as in like, as soon as I could get it, I did. So we're gonna fix these knuckles with Vitavon knuckles right here. Beautiful pieces, and we're not stopping there. We're also gonna go with the Vitavon Bellcrank. Oh yeah, the stock Bellcrank has always been a little bit, new toe links right here. Going to take care of that issue as well. And on a little bit of a side note, I'm putting in the new hardened ring gear and the Planetary sides into the transmission. So I've got a lot to do. In that bottom left hand corner is a number. That's where I go to drive in case you don't really need to see the install. Take a look. New Vitavon knuckle right here. Look at this thing. That's beautiful. Obviously the stock one, not very beautiful anymore. I actually bent the bolt as well down in here so I can get that turned. You can see it right there. So yeah, hey, this knuckle survived. It has taken a lot of abuse, and that was a nasty, nasty landing. Yes, Vitavon arms, Vitavon bulkhead, and more Vitavon. To make things easier to get to, I just simply pulled the body off and bolts out, and the knuckle is off. Now, just a general repair, I would just simply pull this hub off, the hex, and just simply slide all of this right into the new knuckle. So that's exactly what I'm going to do for right now, and then we're going to get into the rest of it. If there's one thing you can count on with Vitavon products, it's the oversizing of the bearings. He always seems to oversize them bearings as much as possible. Look at that. The top is the stock bearing. So yeah, nice and beefy right there. And here's the inside bearing. There's your stock one. And there's his. Just so much more durability. Not only in the design of the hub itself or the knuckle, just the bearing size just makes, awesome sense to go with the Vitavon stuff. I mean, I've got a lot of his stuff. It also looks like I'm coming due for some new axles. These things are a little bit wore out. Wow. So this is the simple fix right here. Once you get this in, the truck is technically repaired at this point. However, we're just not stopping here. And this completes the other side. Now we're going to change out the toe links. Toe links are super simple. Just take those bolts out of the Bellcrank right there. Take these bolts out of your knuckle, and they come right off. The Vitavon toe links right there, flat out beautiful. Here are the stock ones. Now, you see how these are bent? Are they bent from crashes or absorbing hits? Now, a lot of people talk about, there comes a point when you get too much metal on your vehicle, it doesn't absorb. Am I reaching that point? I don't know yet, but I got a feeling we're going to find out. Now the Bellcrank, that's a little bit different story there. You got to take these bolts loose right here to remove this piece. And then there's 4 bolts you got to get at from the other side, plus these right here. And then you just take this loose right here, and the Bellcrank, the whole bulkhead should come out. There is a drive shaft to deal with right in there, so got some work to do. It's been a little while since I've taken this bulkhead out. I'm going to remove both shocks right there at the bottom bolt, and I got to remove that pin right there. And then that right there will come up. That support, that brace is just going to come with the bulkhead. With those pins out, it actually wormed right on out of there. Now this is an early design, one of the first D-Hawk drive shafts out there. This is an antique at this point, no longer available. So, well, they've changed the design, put it that way. So now here we are. Since this is a perfect opportunity to take a peek under the diff cover, let's see what we actually have. See how it looks. See if I need to do some cleanup on it. Wow, that is not bad at all. pretty much just grease spatter. Bearings are super smooth. That's impressive. Very nice. Let's look at this a little bit closer. Now you do have to use the spring out of the stock Bellcrank. Beautiful work. Wow. So you do have to transfer all the old bearings out of the old Bellcrank into the new one, and you have to transfer the spring. Luckily for me, all my bearings were actually perfect. Although I don't have a weight to compare it to as far as stock goes, however, 900 grams, 31.7 ounces, 1 pound, 15.7 ounces. So basically, that is 2 pounds of awesomeness. Now, having that front end off is the perfect opportunity to get into the transmission. So I'm going to take advantage of this and just get right into that. With the Vitavon transmission, it's set up to where you can get to the Planetaries directly from the front, just like on the rear axle housing. So that's exactly what I'm going to attempt to do. With that piece off, you can see the Planetary right here. Now, hopefully I can get this out, because when I put this in, it went in nice and snug. As in the fit was pretty darn precise. Now, the reason for that precise fit is that ring gets hot. There's a lot of heat in there due to the Planetary design, and that heat comes out through the transmission case and dissipates. So basically the whole case acts kind of like a heat sink, or maybe a heat soak that actually absorbs the heat. And it also works the same way for the motor. It can pull that heat away as well, and when you have more surface area, well, you know, it can cool better. Well, I got it out. I did have to take the transmission apart and give it a little gentle love tap from the back side. I'm talking about a hammer, guys. I hammered it from the back side. Other than most of the grease being gone, you know, just kind of flung out to the side, the bearings are in good shape. The Planet gears are in good shape. All of it is actually in really good shape. That's impressive. Luckily for me, all my bearings are good, the gears are good, so I can just simply swap all that right into here. So that should be pretty darn nice, actually. It went together beautifully. Now I'm going to use a little bit of light blue thread lock on that. And before I put this into the truck, obviously it's going to be loaded with grease. Absolutely. So it's all back together. The new Vitavon ring actually fit the Vitavon transmission a little bit better. Go figure that one, huh? Now let's see. Beautiful. Now there is some resistance here. That resistance is grease resistance. I did pack a bit more into that Planetary. Now hopefully I didn't pack too much. If you pack too much grease, you just add a lot of resistance that just creates more heat and a slower vehicle. Hopefully I didn't pack too much that most of it is actually going to sling out, and you know, then the gears will be more freed up. But regardless, that's pretty darn good right there. As far as assembly goes, I'm just simply going to put all this awesome aluminum right into the chassis. Just simply get that job done. As far as driving goes, I mean, we're going to hit the ramps a little bit, but you know, since this was all about steering, let's try some turns. Beautiful. Beautiful. Some of you guys mentioned, you know, if I didn't drive it wrong, it wouldn't break. Well, you know, ultimately, this is a hobby. It's not like I can legit get hurt in these things. So I want to have some fun and do some durability testing. That was a hard hit. Already got a little crink in that brand new body. It's not going to be the last crimp and creak that it gets. That's for sure. Push these back together. Boom! Oh, what came out? Apparently, I didn't have the battery cover all the way in like it was supposed to. And this isn't the first time I've had battery cover issues. I'm gonna run it without it. What's the worst that can happen, right? Now this hill here I've done with a few vehicles. I think it's actually a pretty cool little hill. I don't want to fly too crazy because I don't want to come down on those. Just want to see if I can bring it up to the top. Yeah, piece of cake. You know, I want to try that again. See if I can crawl with this thing. Gotta ease it back nice and slow. There we go. Now let's try that again. Barely touched it. Tell you one thing I'm noticing, the steering is, ooh, I want to stay away from that water. The steering is a lot more responsive, a lot more reactive. As were before, the stock servo saver, you know, I would turn, but the tires would just not turn. You know, when they get a little loose, a little loosey-goosey. I wish all rollovers were this easy. If they were, it'd be a piece of cake. Let's check that battery. Yep, still in there, looking good. Beautiful. Yeah, the steering is actually a lot better, actually. Now that I get to drive it a little bit. Oh, that was smooth, wasn't it? Actually, you know, that steering is way more. Seems like I got a little more trim to the right than I do the left, but I can adjust that out of it. Really, really nice. Sometimes I do things that I wonder why I'm trying to do it. This is so not a crawler. Oh, man. Oh, boy. I expected that. One last try. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. You know, guys, that steering really was more responsive. And this thing has never really had a responsive steering to it. Was it the toe links or was it the bell crank? I got a feeling it was a combination of both, in all honesty. Because, you know, the stock toe links, well, they were bending and flexing. Maybe that was a good thing, you know, that they were able to absorb, you know, versus, you know, just transferring everything to the servo saver or to the hubs or possibly breaking something. But needless to say, this handles better now. Now, as I add more weight to this, the chassis gets a bit heavier, which also, in my opinion, makes the realism look a little bit better because the suspension is lighter in relation to the chassis. So the suspension moves a bit more. Now, I do have it kind of stiffened up. I mean, 45 weight up front. I believe the rear spring shock is a Techno Truggy shock, and it does have a little overload spring in there as well. So it's got that. I believe it's got 40 weight oil, and then the other carrier shock, the shock with no spring, I believe that's got 60 weight in it. I need to just open these things up and get them all freshened up. I haven't done that. I believe I was supposed to do them in this video, wasn't I? Well, maybe I didn't. Maybe I did. I don't know. Anyway, guys, hopefully you liked the video. Check the description. Vitavon sells on eBay. So there's going to be a lot of Vitavon links for eBay in the description. So if you want these parts and pieces, look in the description. There are links directly to them. Click, boom, buy, done. They're affiliate links, and it will give a little bit of a commission. So guys, hopefully you liked the video. And oh yeah, keep in mind, I'm an affiliate with Red Cat. If you're a Red Cat brand fan, well, guess what? Boom, I got you. Anyway, hopefully you liked the video. Check that description for links. Make sure you're subscribed, and thank you all for watching. If you guys like what you see, make sure you're subscribed. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. If you really like what you see, consider clicking on that join button down below. With that, you can actually become a channel member. Members get early viewing of many of the videos and, you know, a little bit more personalized. Guys, thank you all for watching.